Hello everyone, it's me Uncle John. Today I am going to read S6 6059 Butterfly Battles. Chapter 1. Our classroom was absolutely quiet. Everyone was just staring straight ahead, not saying a word. This is not how it's most of the time in Miss Frizzle's room. We were supposed to be working on a skit for a unit on Butterfly, but no one had any ideas, so we just sat there. It was awful. Just when we thought we couldn't stand the silence anymore, Miss Frizzle flitted into the room wearing her butterfly outfit. "My, but it's quiet in here," she commented. "I expected to find a flutter of activity. We don't have an idea for butterfly skit," said Wanda. "And the more we try, the more ideas we don't get," added Tim. "I have something here that might inspire you," said Miss Frizzle, showing us the necklace she was wearing, hanging on a chain. It was a locket shaped like a butterfly, and it had the most beautiful bright and shimmery colors on its wings. "This locket," Miss Frizzle told us, "belonged to my great-great-grandmother, Matilda. She was called Magic Matilda." "How come they called her that?" asked Wanda. "Could she do magic tricks?" "Great-great-grandmother Matilda was a world-famous magician," Miss Frizzle answered proudly. "Did Magic Matilda's locket get those beautiful colors by magic?" asked Ralphie. "No, it didn't," answered Miss Frizzle. "As a matter of fact, this locket is made of real butterflies' wings." "So the locket isn't magical?" asked Arnold hopefully. "Arnold, if you can't believe it, it's a kid who thinks a good day is when nothing special happens. His idea of fun is a couple of tests and a nice big homework assignment, not a magic locket." "I don't know, Arnold," said Miss Frizzle, "but Magic Matilda always said the locket was magical." "I knew it," said Arnold, sounding disappointed. "Great," said Carlos. "Maybe you can give us an idea for our skit. Can we ask it to help us?" "I don't think that's the kind of magic the locket has, Carlos," said Miss Frizzle. "What kind of magic does it have?" asked Tim. "That's the wonderful mystery," said Miss Frizzle. "No one knows. There's a legend in my family that whoever can open the locket will possess a secret magic charm. But so far, no one has been able to do it." She fiddled with the clasp on the locket as she spoke, but it didn't open. "Excellent," said Arnold. "And with a little luck, no one ever will." I wasn't sure. I believed that the locket could really be magical, but then strange things to happen in Miss Frizzle's class. I decided to wait and see. "Time to get back to our skit class," said Miss Frizzle, still inspecting her locket. "What skit?" said Wanda. "We don't even have an idea for a skit." "We're not even close to having an idea," said Ralphie. "Can't you help us, Miss Frizzle?" pleaded Keisha. "We are stuck." Miss Frizzle looked thoughtful. Then she grinned and said, "Well, I just might be able to help you out. What this class needs is a good field trip." "Here we go again," Arnold groaned. "Now we are all going to shrink down to a tiny little size and turn into butterflies. Then we'll get chased by some huge, horrible birds, or someone will catch us in a net, sell us to a natural history museum." Everyone knows that Miss Frizzle believes in learning by doing. "Well, you've got one thing right, Arnold. The museum has a famous butterfly collection, and I think we should go there and see it, as long as we're going to see it and not be it," said Arnold. He looked like he was feeling a little better, but I couldn't help noticing that the freeze had that look in her eyes. The outfit, the locket, and most of all, the look. They all gave me the feeling that we weren't going to end up in a nice, quiet museum that day. I could tell the freeze had something much more exciting up her sleeve or under her wing. Then Miss Frizzle said those little words that all her students know so well. To the bus. Chapter 2. We all piled on the bus and got in our seat. Just behind me, I heard Keisha whisper to Carlos, "I don't see how looking at butterflies in a museum is going to help us with our skid." "Me neither," said Carlos. "I wish we could see live butterflies instead." I turned around and said I thought so, too. In my old school, we saw plenty of stuff in the museum, but since I've been in Miss Frizzle's class, I've gotten used to a little more excitement. We didn't think anyone was listening, but then we noticed Liz, our class leader, perched on the back of Keisha's seat. She looked like she agreed with us. Later, I found out that lizards eat butterfly, so Liz might have had her own reasons for what she did next. She took a flying leap onto the dashboard of the bus, landed on a lever that started to flash. Then the whole bus lifted off the ground. We were flying. "The bus is turning into a giant butterfly," shouted Tim. I couldn't believe it. Our bus had sprouted beautiful orange and black wings, two on each side. They were flapping up and down slowly and gracefully. "What is happening, Miss Frizzle?" I asked. I was a little scared, but excited too. "It seems that we have had a change in plans, class," the freeze answered cheerfully. "In my old school, a bus never turned into a butterfly. Could you just drop me off at your old school?" I knew those plans were too good to be true, muttered Arnold. "According to my research," said DA, "the bus is a monarch butterfly. That means we're going south because monarchs travel to warmer climates in the fall." DA was right as usual. She knows lots of facts because she loves doing research. Looking down, we could see the blue ocean, a beach, and then palm trees. We were over Florida. Soon, the butterfly bus landed right in front of a sign that read Butterfly Land. Behind the sign was a huge building. Well, it wasn't a building exactly. It was more like a giant tent with netting instead of solid walls or a roof. Through the netting, we could see beautiful gardens filled with brightly colored flowers. A tour guide came running over to us. "Welcome, class. My name is Peter. I think you will enjoy Butterfly Land just like all the other classes that come here." Peter didn't know yet that we weren't just like other classes, but he was about to find out. "Open the door and let's explore," said Miss Frizzle. We all climbed out of the bus. I couldn't wait to get a look at some live butterflies. Before we went in, Miss Frizzle told Liz she had to wait for us outside. "We don't want any of the butterflies to turn into lizard lunches," she said. Liz didn't mind. She eats bugs, so she thinks the whole outdoors is her snack bar. Inside, Butterfly Land was amazing. Butterflies of all sizes and colors were flying around the trees and flowers. First place Peter took us was the butterfly nursery. First, he showed us a plant with tiny white butterfly eggs stuck right on the leaves. They were so small they looked like a white speck. "A female butterfly lays her eggs on a leaf," Peter told us. She uses a sticky liquid from her body to make sure they don't fall off. Next, Peter showed us baby caterpillars that had just hatched. They were tiny and had white, black, and yellow stripes. Someday, each caterpillar will become a butterfly. Egg, larvae, pupa, butterfly. Egg, larva, pupa, butterfly. 4 stages. You can tell what kind of butterfly a caterpillar will become by the way it looks. What kind of butterfly will these caterpillars turn into? This will be monarch butterfly, said Peter, just like our bus, shouted Tim. Is that how our bus looked when it was a baby? Wondered Keisha. Peter looked confused. Miss Frizzle just kept smiling. Those children have such imagination, she said. Peter gave us a strange look, but then he went on with his talk. What a newborn caterpillar does is to start eating. First, it eats the shell of its own egg. Then it starts eating the leaf where it hatched, but most caterpillars will eat only a few kinds of leaves, so the butterfly has to lay her eggs on the right kind of plant. Monarchs lay their eggs only on milkweed plants. According to my research, milkweed is poisonous to many animals, said D.A. And that makes the monarch caterpillar poisonous too. Right you are, said Peter, looking impressed and a little surprised. I guess he'd never met a kid like T.A. before. And it tastes terrible, he continued. All this is good for the caterpillar because birds and other animals won't eat it. They don't like eating monarch butterflies either. I was wondering how the animals know that monarchs taste bad. After all, it's not like they can tell one another. I ate one of those monarchs yesterday, and it made me really sick. Then Peter explained. The monarch caterpillar's colors, black and orange, are warning colors in nature. They tell other animals to stay away. Those warning colors are this caterpillar's defense. What is that thing hanging from the twig over there? Asked Wanda. That's a chrysalis, Peter answered. That's the form a caterpillar takes while it's getting ready to be a butterfly. The chrysalis looked like it was made out of gold. Peter told us it would become a black and white butterfly called a tree nymph. Monarch chrysalis was about an inch long, was light green with shiny gold dots and a gold stripe around the top. How do these wormy-looking little caterpillars get to look like a beautiful gold earrings? I asked Peter. Those pupas aren't moving at all. Are you sure they are not dead? They may not be moving on the outside, but inside, a lot is going on. Butterfly will come out of each of these shells. What kind of butterfly will that big brown caterpillar be? Asked D.A. The one that looks like a dead leaf? You can figure that out for yourself, said Peter. I'm going to give each of you a field guide so you can look. You can look up pictures of the caterpillars and butterflies and find out what kind they are. D.A. used her field guide right away to look for a picture of the big brown caterpillar. It'll turn into an owl butterfly, she said. Owl butterflies come from the rainforests of South and Central America. Peter told us a lot more facts about butterflies. They found out that there were butterflies back in the age of the dinosaur. We learned that the viceroy and the queen butterflies look almost exactly like the monarch, but not poisonous. Just looking like the monarch makes other animals leave them alone, and we learned the difference between a butterfly and a mouse. When Peter started talking about butterfly's wing, he mentioned that some people make jewelry out of them. Keisha called out, just like Magic Matilda's locket. We had almost forgotten about that. We are about to be reminded. The end.